Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's Job Search Daily with a focus on technology. So, today we're going to be looking at Zoom. Zoom just posted jobs available in technology sales, and there's quite a few of them. Just before we get into the one that we're going to focus on, if you look at Indeed, you can see that they have right now, and I did restrict this to jobs that are mostly remote. They have right now 11 jobs that are available remote in sales, mostly remote, I should say. Enterprise Sales Associate, Inside Sales, CCAS, Sales Specialist, quite a few of those. And they're paying quite good, starting at 100,000, 160,000. Contact Center Virtual Sales Leader, 258,000. Technical Sales Architect, Contact Center. And now these positions, these are generally base salary with on target earnings. And then above and beyond that, you can get your commission. So when you see a salary like this, we have something called base, like I said, and then you have on target earnings. If you're hitting your basic targets, you're going to get that additional bump in your salary. And that's usually what you see right here, 100,000, 160,000. And then you have additional commission on top of that. And you also have, in a lot of cases with these tech companies, you have equity in the company that vests after a certain period of time. So, if you're able to get into one of these tech companies, or even when we talk about tech companies, we think of tech companies such as Zoom or Google or Cisco or something like that. There are many different tech companies that are hiring salespeople that require little to no experience, that are paying really well to start. You can break into tech that are not big names in the industry. And sometimes when you get jobs with these companies, you can actually earn even more money and have the ability to actually get more vested stock in the company because the company is a newer company. But today we're going to focus on a little bit more of a well-known company, Zoom. And so let's take a look at this position right here, Enterprise Sales Associate, Inside Sales. The position is actually listed as a remote position. And then, of course, if you want to work hybrid, you can work hybrid as well, too. So let's check out Zoom's website here. All right. So Zoom Enterprise Sales Associate, Inside Sales. So let's see what they got to say. So it says here, the Enterprise Sales Associate supporting the Enterprise Account Executive Organization will generate, manage, and close business sales within the enterprise account base. This will be achieved through effective partnership with the account executive. Somebody like this would be going out and getting leads that they can pass on to the account executives. Yes, you will be responsible for creating income for the company, but it's not only your responsibility. When you bring in leads into organizations like this, they usually have a hierarchy where you pass the lead up, qualify the lead, and you pass the lead up to the account executive. And the account executive is ultimately responsible for closing the deal. This associate position is very much involved in lead generation to bring in customers for their enterprise suite of softwares that they offer. So it is, like I said, a lead generation position, but the closing goes up to the account executive or the AE. So let's continue. So you will utilize business development techniques and sales capabilities within your assigned territory. Top enterprise sales associates showcase the ability to focus on understanding prospect, organizations, initiative, challenges, pain points, and how Zoom solutions provides outcomes that align to those business initiatives. So whenever you're selling, you're not just focusing on jamming the suite of software down the particular enterprise's throat, per se. What you want to do is you want to be able to determine how the software and which software is going to be appropriate for that particular organization through identifying pain points where they're ultimately, at the end of the day, losing money and losing productivity, or could increase productivity, increase their revenue. So you're going to be, as somebody that's an account executive, you're going to be listening to the person on the other end. That person's going to be telling you about their company. You're going to be asking questions that draw out information about their company. And that person ultimately will spill the beans, or you have to be able to interpret what is the appropriate software for that person based on the pain that person is having or that organization is having. So let's continue. How Zoom provides outcomes that align to those business initiatives. This is an overlay role with a shared quota. So a shared quota basically means that you're going to be working with a team of people with an ultimate goal. And the ultimate goal is obviously to close the deal. So when you're working with a team of associates, that those associates are going to be identifying people that are appropriate for the software through their lead generation techniques, and they're going to be kicking up the deal to the account executive, which is responsible for closing on the team. When the team closes, we all do better. Of course, when you do your job, you get paid for hitting your on target earnings. But when your account executive actually closes the deals, it's not just your part. The account executive needs to do their part. When everybody does their part on the team, there is a shared quota, shared goal, a shared pot of money, and you're all affected by that. So yes, if you do your part, you're going to do well, but the account executive being able to close the deal is better for the overall team. So everybody works together for that shared quota. So let's continue here. Lead your own sales opportunities, run sales from start to finish, where the average sales cycle is from 1 to 12 months. So if you don't know what sales cycle is, from when you actually initially start speaking with somebody that's generally serious about wanting to know about your product, and you take them through a process that qualifies them, you get the needs analysis, you present and demonstrate the software, and then you handle the objections and you close the sale. And then, of course, with that, there's after sales and follow up. After sales is often managed in these organizations by a team of people that do after sales, that you don't have to focus on, that so much, but somebody might reach out directly to you and ask you questions after the fact. You have to be able to be prepared to be able to answer those questions. But in larger organizations like this, they often have a customer success team, or customer success manager, a team of people that deal with after sales. But a part of the sales cycle, it does encompass that. And then you have upselling and cross-selling. So upselling is when somebody comes in for example, we'll use the analogy of a department store. So you come in, you're a young business professional, you want to purchase a shirt, and that shirt is for work. And then the person comes in, they buy a shirt, and then the sales associate says, "Do you need a tie to go with that?" And then you say, "Yeah, that makes total sense. Let's get you a tie." And then you say, the salesperson will say, "Do you need some slacks to go with that? Some pants to go with that, per se?" And then they'll say, "Yeah." And then it just goes through a process where you came in for a shirt and you end up with a suit. So that is upselling and cross selling. When you finish with the suit, you can send them over to the shoe department, and the shoe department will fit them with a nice pair of loafers, for example. So that is the sales cycle. So let's continue. Partner with an enterprise account executive to meet or exceed quarterly, biannual, and annual sales objective. Build business relationships to increase customer adoption and expansion. Manage territory, impact, scope, and alignment in partnership with enterprise account executives. Work with a cross-functional team to achieve success, including business development representative, product specialist, solutions architect, and field leadership. So somebody like a solutions architect, somebody in that role, they would focus on knowing the product really well, and they would maybe design a suite or design a system that is very specific to the presentation that you are about to make during the sales cycle. During the sales cycle, the account executive is responsible for closing the deal. So you would deliver up this really great lead. The account executive would go through with the solutions architect, which is a subject matter expert or product specialist. They would work with the account executive to be able to present the suite of services that are offered to in this case, the enterprise that is interested in them. So they would be product specialists, solutions architects. They would be responsible for being subject matter experts, being able to present and answer any sort of very highly technical questions related to the implementation of the solution. And this is a very much a team oriented effort. That's what's going on. And that's where you get things like a shared quota because everybody works together towards a common goal. You're not on your own. There's different moving parts to this. And yeah, so I definitely think that this is a really cool position. So let's continue. Experience driving full sales cycle in a highly complex account. So full sales cycle is from, like we already talked about this. It's from the point where you initially meet the client through whatever means, cold calling, emailing, whatever kind of prospecting that you're using, all the way to when they become a paid client, and then you're off into after sales service. So you have to have experience doing full cycle sales. So let's continue. Experience in business to business sales, experience in technology or SaaS related sales. So if you don't know what SaaS means, SaaS is software as a service. If you notice that everything these days is a monthly membership or something like that. So for example, a good example would be like Netflix. Netflix is an entertainment company, but they're very much software related, right? So they sell you something that has a recurring monthly fee, and you pretty much have to pay this every single month to be able to access their service. So a lot of companies are moving to this SaaS model where you really never own the software. I don't know if you remember growing up, you used to buy, for example, Microsoft Office, and Microsoft Office would charge you a one-time fee. You get the disk, you would install the disk, and then you'd own Microsoft Office. Now, Microsoft Office has left that model for the most part, and they're charging you every single month to be able to use their software, and you pretty much are stuck. So that's what software as a service is, and a lot of companies are moving towards that. And Zoom is another software as a service company. So let's go on. Experience that you're going to need to have a position like this or obtain this position would be solid time management skills and organization, strong relationship building skills when working with customers, prospecting, and internal colleagues, a growth mindset, self-starter, and self-learner. So you can't be a kind of person that they need to push to do a position like this. You have to have a go-getter sort of attitude, an entrepreneurial spirit where you go out and you garner this new business, you work on existing relationships, and you're able to suss out opportunities in old relationships. So they need somebody that is motivated. And when you look at salaries, if you look down a little bit, salaries minimum $100,000, and then you have salaries upwards of $209,000. I hope that you would be motivated for something like that and want to wake up every single morning to do a well-paid position like this. They're also looking for communication and presentation skills. So Zoom being very much in a corporate sense, a presentation type software system, you have to be able to be a master of that. You have to be able to get your ideas across effectively on and through their systems. So let's move on. So the ability to adapt to a rapid, constantly changing environment, the drive to contribute, grow, and make an impact on a rapidly growing department and company. Yeah, I mean, definitely Zoom is a rapidly changing and growing company. They do have a lot of competitors that are coming up, but they still are very well known, especially during the pandemic. They were able to become almost like a household names with grandmas and grandpas and children being able to speak that normally wouldn't be able to speak in person, to be able to have that experience to be able to speak through their technology and have that closeness. Zoom became very famous during the whole pandemic era. So I did mention the salary. So it's $100,000 is the minimum salary. And that likely includes the base, which is often a lesser number. Then you have OTE, which is on target earnings. They do talk about this in addition to the base salary and OTE listed. So the base salary would be, it depends. Sometimes it's 70/30, sometimes it's 40/60. So for example, the base might be 70 out of that. And then the OTE, which is on target earnings, would be another 30 on top of that, or 30 inclusive of that, I should say. If you go to your job and you just show up, you're going to get your base. Then you have your on target earnings. They're going to have certain KPIs, key performance indicators. And if you hit those, you're going to get your OTE. And then your commission, as they say, is listed above and beyond. So in addition to your base salary and OTE listed, Zoom has a total direct compensation philosophy that takes into consideration base salary, bonus, and equity. Your equity would be also, for example, stock or something like that. So let's continue. All right. So what is it like to work at Zoom? Work styles at Zoom. In most cases, you will have the opportunity to choose your preferred working location from the following options when you join Zoom: in person, hybrid, or remote. I think that's awesome because we're not all the same. A lot of companies, they did the whole remote thing during the pandemic. And a lot of people are being asked to come back to the office fully. And if they can't come back fully, at least hybrid, there's a growing cohort of people that are refusing to come back to work, and companies sort of are having to work around them. And being the sort of technology that facilitated the whole, or was a part of facilitating the whole work from home remote thing, I'm glad that they've continued that philosophy in allowing people to choose what works for them, for their own work-life balance, mental health, or all the other considerations, be able to work remote. Now, how remote? I don't know. Can you work in any state that you want? This job is listed in New York State. Can you take this amazing $100,000 salary that goes into the 200,000 range? Can you take it into a more affordable state? Or can you take it to Mexico or overseas somewhere where it's even way cheaper? That's something that remains to be seen. That's something that you might be able to negotiate. Most people are happy just staying in a state that, or an area of their state that is more affordable, because of course you can find expensive cities in every state. Yeah. So like, I do have to applaud Zoom for that. But anyway, so I just wanted to bring this job to your attention, enterprise sales associate and inside sales. So I think that this is a great opportunity for somebody that wants to work in a tech environment, somebody that has a little bit of a background in sales. It didn't ask for a tremendous amount of education or experience. And that's something you're going to find with these tech companies. They're looking for people that have personality, can go out there and sell. And in terms of having personality and going out and selling and being able to convince people to purchase your suite of offerings, software, whatnot, that has often a lot not to do with your educational background. Some of the most successful people in sales, they're just great at speaking to people, showing people that they respect their time and their business, and they want to see them do well and be able to present solutions in a clear and concise manner. That's why you're going to see a lot of these tech sales related positions. They don't actually list some kind of very high-end education, but they pay great. But you do have to have somewhat of a basis of knowledge with technology and in sales. And so with that, I do want to bring to your attention Course Careers. Course Careers offers a tech training course where they teach you the ins and outs and the language and the sales techniques to be able to get positions in companies like Zoom or in Amazon or, in IBM, like I spoke about in my previous video, please consider checking out Course Careers as an option to be able to get into tech, to earn a solid income, and to be able to take care of your family, take care of yourself, to be able to transition smoothly into a well-paying position with a fast growing company like Zoom. And by clicking the link, you can get $50 off the course. Course is $499, but when you do click the link in the description below, you will get $50 off your purchase. So that's it for today. My goal is to try to bring one of these every single day, except for the weekends. I do need some time off. I'm going to try to bring you different opportunities every day that you can use as a jump off point to find careers in technology that are, like I said, easily transferable based on the previous skills that you have. You don't have to go out and go back to school for 4, 5, 6 years and learn to program. I'm going to bring some of those careers as well too, but I'm going to find you an easier way to get into them without the bachelor's degree in computer science or engineering. That's the goal of Job Search Daily Tech. We're gonna get you into tech with little barrier in the experience that you already currently have. Till tomorrow, till next time, I'll talk to you soon. Take care, everybody.